Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, this is day one in Vegas. I'm about to go play my first tournament. It's the 1K mystery bounty. There's 2 flights left. Yeah, this is the start of 7 weeks of playing loads of tournaments. My plan is to do weekly vlogs. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, just try and do as many updates as I can, be as honest as I can about how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling like I'm in the right mindset. I'm feeling like I'm ready to win, that this is the one, this is the bracelet year. And we'll see how it goes. I'll try and talk about one interesting hand every week. Yeah, so I'm off to go play my first tournament. Just got to the first break of my first event, $800 tournament at the Aria. Came here before World Series because it looked like it might overlay, but it won't. And I just saw such a clusterfuck of a hand. It went limp under the gun 1200, call 1200, raise 3.5k, free bet from the big blind 11.2k, the limper of 1200, snap calls 11.2. The button now jams like 50k. The free better calls all in, and the under the gun guy is like, okay, let's gamble. The guy that ISO'd and then went all in has jack 10 off. The free bet guy that called off has ace king fair, and the limper has king queen off, and then it runs out like ace king queen queen, and then jack 10 is having a go at king queen. Because if king queen folded, jack 10 would have won. Yeah, I've got 3 stacks at the end of late reg. Didn't re-enter, and you know, I won 2 out of 3 all in, so hopefully it continues the way it has started. I had a spot against the reg where he's 3-bet non-all in, and I min click it. I make it 28k over 18k with king queen off, with the read that he was really polar and he knew to just jam pocket jacks and ace king, and then king queen off. If he then jams, even though I'm getting 6 price, I can fold, and he folds. And then like a few hands later, he was like, oh, I knew you were bluffing that hand.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I was thinking, why didn't you jam it? You know, I was bluffing. And he said he got the read because I like snapped one on my phone, and he was right, because I just wanted to tell someone. Obviously I was like, yeah mate, just did this 4-bet and it got through, so he got a sick read on me. I think he knows I bluffed him in that spot, and then approaching the bubble, I open ace king from early position and he rips like 18 bigs. I call, he has king 10 suited. Yeah, so that was a pretty big part approaching the bubble, and then I just mostly had to fold, and I'm in the money with like 11 blinds. So insane start, 1 bullet, 1 cash, and play 45k now. I've got 34 players to beat. So I'm still in here at the Aria. Don't even know what time it is now. There's only 14 players left. It's literally the first tournament that I've played. I landed yesterday around 8 p.m. sorted stuff and just went home. Woke up, had like a nice relaxing day. Skipped playing the World Series mystery bounty just because my housemate said let's play the Aria first. I was like, okay, sure. And here I am. Potentially going to final table first tournament, which would be unreal. Yeah, I think tournaments like this are actually pretty good because they're winnable. There's only 293 runners compared to the World Series where every flight has thousands. You have to make it to the last 5% of the field. And even if you make it, which is really hard to make it, it's a mystery bounty where you're just all in really easily, so it's like super high variance. Whereas this is one where if you get it to the money, there's only like 30 players left, or 37 players left, and then you've got a chance of obviously get to use a lot of ICM skills, because if you make it to the last 2 tables, last 3 tables, final table, it's just a different skill set that I do feel like I've developed quite a lot. So I had one like semi-interesting hand. We're like near the bubble, and the reg in the small blind opens to 2.5x. I call it king 9 off. It comes 9-7-7 rainbow. He bets quarter pot, I call. He returns a 7 rainbow. So I have a boat, but I lose to value being an overbet or a chop with some 9x. He barrels like kind of big on the turn, I call it. And then the river's a 10. He checks, and I'm only playing like 39,000 with the pots down around 100,000. So even though I've only got 40% pot left, I check back pretty fast, thinking it's more likely he's just given up, and I'm just going to win with my 9, but I can't really get value. But when I thought about it after the hand, really, when I call the turn, I always have at least a 9. I can have aces, I can have kings, I can have quad 7s, and I can have a 10 if I call the turn with like jack 10 or 10-8. So a 9 is actually bottom of my range. So I think I should bluff jam the 9 as a free roll, because I think he just value jams when he gets to the river, unless he sometimes has 10-9 or 10s to check call maybe. Most of the time he's just going to value jam, play and flow, and not expect me to fold the boat. So I think I should have bluff jammed the 9 to try to make him fold the same boat. He had 6-9 off, so it was a chop, but yeah, I think I missed the bluff there. That's kind of being hard on myself because it's hard to find like the second boat and turn that into a bluff really. Other than that, I'd say every hand played good. That's all I can do. And about to go back now. We're gonna have less than 20 bigs. The blinds are about to go up. We're gonna have like 15 bigs, but there's a chance. It's final table. There's now 7 people left. I'm by far the shortest. I'm gonna have 6 bigs, but the average is like less than 20 bigs. And I think there's no regs left. Maybe one, but a lot of just fun players, so there's a chance for more ladders. I had one spot that I think I might have made a mistake. Small blind limped 30k. I checked king 6 of hearts. He's playing like 16 bigs or something. It comes 7-6 3 2 hearts. He bets a big blind. I call. Turns a 10. He checks. And now I could check back, but I don't expect to face a check raise very much. This is like 12 people left, maybe 11 left. I decided to bet third pot 50k. He raises to 125, which obviously I have to call, but I'm not feeling good anymore. I call, and then the river pairs the 7. So maybe there's a chance he has a 10 on the turn, but now I think he'll be scared to jam. I think if he does jam, which he did for like 40-60% pot, it's either going to be a straight or a boat, but the only boat is 10-7. So I ended up calling because I thought him do some looser stuff before that. Even though the line is pretty sus, it might always be value. I just had a straight, so I might have zigzagged the wrong way in that one spot, but I think other than that spot, everything's been good. I felt like I've known what to do and I've done whatever I'm supposed to do. And I feel like I let go of that potential mistake pretty fast. Like, just because he had it, like I thought about it, I felt suspicious, it was a small bet. Wondering my gut I was wrong. I just didn't, I wasn't sure, and I just went with what I thought was probably the right decision. I already got enough ladders to be pretty satisfied and played one tournament and made a final. That's just absolutely absurd. Usually it's like, it takes a while, or sometimes you don't even make the final at all when you play like 70 plus live tournaments. Here I am, tournament number 1, 7 left. It's just, it's sick. It's the sickest start I've had, and it just bodes well for the summer, and it's going to be a great summer.
Oh baby, what time to be alive? Good luck. Good luck. Fine looking trophy.
One buy anything, right?
That I didn't win.
That's it for day 1. I finished in 6th place, got some ladders on the final after having less than 6 bigs a lot of the time, so I'm pretty happy with that. $800 cash for $8,163, so that's about as good of a start as I can hope for. Don't get many final tables in this city, and got one already. Starting with some good momentum. I'm going to play the World Series tomorrow, the 1K mystery bounty, and obviously the chances are becomes such a crapshoot. You play down to like 5% of the field, the chances of me doing well are pretty low, but I'm confident and I'm playing good and I'm running obviously pretty good too, and I'm half asleep, so I'm gonna end this, but this is day 1 and things are looking pretty good.
So today was a bit more of a frustrating day, and I want to say I was kind of due after having such a good start. I didn't have the best sleep. I didn't want to get to the tournament too late. My sleep was very broken after finishing so late the night before, which kind of always happens. It's like the biggest first world problem. You have a deep run, you play till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and then you can't sleep and you get up late and you start late and then you just don't feel as good. You feel more sluggish. Went to play the 1K mystery bounty, got there with like 40 bigs, and it was mostly pretty boring. I was playing the online $400 tournament on my phone as well, and I had like a big bluff online that didn't go very well, and at the same time I was playing a hand live, and I don't know if it leaked into the hand a little bit, but basically I'd like bet set up a jam with top pair, and then the river was like semi-innocuous card, and he donk jammed, and honestly I knew he got there. It's a recreational player, just donk jammed on a card. He just wants to make sure he gets the value. But I told myself like, well, I was going to value jam. How can I fold a hand that's good enough to value jam? But it's just, I actually just fold. I called and yeah, he had it. I re-enter the 1K mystery bounty and I just lose a flip. And at this point, I had like a connection issue online where I disconnected for like 10 minutes and I had to go see the team in the room, and kept saying I was from like the wrong country and I was having issues outside of poker that were being a bit stressful. And then I think the lack of sleep was making me a little bit more easily frustrated. And there was just a few like weird interactions with people as I was walking through the corridors that were, I definitely just noticed myself being a little bit less stoic, and was just trying to like, okay, I need to do some breathing or something and like recompose. Then I went to go play the 400 at the Venetian, the bounty, but basically a super loose guy opening 10-9 off from early position opens, gets 2 calls. I squeeze with king queen suited in the big blind, opener calls, like the third caller calls, and it's a bounty. they both cover me. The bounty's worth like 8,000 chips. The pot's 18,000. It comes Queen Jack 4 with 2 clubs. I have King Queen of Hearts. I just jam for like 17.5k, which is close to pot. First guy folds. Second guy looks like he's gonna fold. Then he goes, "Can I have a count?" But honestly thought maybe he's putting me on ace king and he might call with like pocket eights. Thought he was gonna fold. Eventually he was like, "Okay, I'll call." I show my hand like it's the nuts, because obviously it should be the nuts. And then he shows ace queen.
Meltdown in 3, 2, 1.
What the?
Well done.
I think it was actually a nit roll, but obviously it's very frustrating when you know you're like very favorite to win a huge pot based on what's going on, and then in reality you're like massive underdog, and then I busted. I used all my willpower not to say anything, to make any snide comments or anything, because it was hard to, but I was like, I'm just gonna move on. I re-entered and then ended up busting again. Online went reasonably well. I got a bad beat with like 200 players left, or I think 180 players left, and cash for about $1,000 or something. I'm just gonna try and get a good sleep and come back and tackle the zoo that is the World Series of Poker.
Look at this guy's name. Born to stab.
Okay, your one job. Make it slow and then hold up for our cameraman out here so we can see whatever it is. We're hoping it's 500,000. Good luck.
Oh my god! He's done it! He's done it! Very jet lagged, I'm very sleepy. I played the $600 World Series event and I overset someone to double up, and then I got a ridiculous donation where I check raised 9-7 against early position on 7-7-4 rainbow, and he just piles like infinite, like over average stack. I made it to 11k and he jammed for like just over 60k with 8-5 suited, and I hold, he doesn't hit his 4 outer. So I had heaps, and then just after late reg closed, I just got like coolered and lost a few kind of standard pots to bust. Pretty boring day. I want to go to sleep now. It's like not even 10 p.m. yet, but I need to recover, and it's the 6 Max tomorrow, which is one of my favorite tournaments. Just busted the 6 Max, and to be honest, it's in pretty annoying fashion. Basically playing for around 3 hours, and I'd been super card dead and everyone else playing really loose, so I figured I had quite a tight image. And then under the gun opens, 5-handed, I had a thing King Queen off with the King of Hearts, comes Ace Queen 5, check call, third. Turn is a 10, starts double flush draw. I've got both suits, check check. The river's the 7 of hearts, so flush gets there. I check, thinking check check I win a lot. And if he bets, I can check jam as a bluff, and I've got a good image. So I check, he bets like 3,000, which is like 2/3. I go all in for like 13,000, and he calls pretty quickly with A6 offsuit. Just an ace that he checked out the turn, which is a bluff catcher without a blocker. So picked the wrong guy to try and bluff. Just busted the 6 Max again. I had a bit of a confrontation with some at the table, and I wouldn't call myself a very confrontational person, but I do have a very strong sense of justice, so I think someone's out of line. And I don't know why this guy seemed tilted with me, but we played one hand earlier where he asked for my stack and I gave him an exact count because I just counted it. I was like, yeah, 37.4k. I'm always happy to say if I know it and if it's kind of hard to count stuff. And then a few orbits later, I've got like 13,000, but I've got a lot of 100 chips and 500 chips, and like I don't know my exact stack. I've opened the button and he asked to how much I'm playing. So I spread my chips out, where you can see I've got like 5k chips and 1k, some 500s, and pretty easy to count. And like, I'm counting them too at this point too, but I just left them and I was like, I knew I had like about 13k. It's not a big deal, like 16 bigs or 15 and a half, whatever. And then he's like shouting at the other end of the table, it's like, you're not just gonna tell me your stack, buddy? And it tilted me because obviously we had the hand earlier when he asked, and I was very happy to volunteer the information. When I didn't, I know you don't have to do that. I don't have to tell him my stack if it's visible, but I'm always happy to be helpful. But then he was almost like, thinks I'm being rude because I haven't just snap fold him this time, which like annoyed me. But then I like spread it out, and I literally said, okay, I've got 13,000, but I don't have to tell you. Almost like pipe down. And then he free bets, I go all in, I had king queen, he has 5s and he loses. And I'm stacking my chips and he's like talking to himself at the other side of the table. I'm not sure what he's saying, and but I can't hear him. And then so I look over and he's still like talking, and we make eye contact, and I was like clearly saying something about me. So I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, buddy, you're so hilarious. You won't even tell me your stack, and just like trying to belittle me now. So I just kind of blew up at him. It triggered me, to be honest. I was like, listen, like I told you last time, I don't have to tell you.
I haven't done anything wrong, you're being out of line. And like, looking at the rest of the table, like, can someone tell him he's being out of line here? And like one guy was like, I kind of see both sides, and you know. Anyway, I'm glad I said something though. I would have been more tilted if I didn't. But yeah, eventually just got 19 bigs, ace-9 suited, small line against button to bust. I mean, I got pretty unlucky. Jacks against ace-queen and king-queen when the guy hit a king for like a big side pot earlier to lose most of my stack, but it is what it is. Gonna go play next tournament. After not having the best luck in the 6 max, I came to max late reg the $600 at the Venetian, and you know, it's just gone well.
My one time. Ace in the window. Last hand. My one time.
Good luck.
The 6 left. I was chip leader at one point in the final, now I'm like second. The blinds are getting pretty big, I've only got 20 bigs, but everyone's a recreational player. I had 2 spots today. One was I've min raised and a aggressive Spanish guy free bet to 90k off like 280k. So he's playing like 14 bigs and he shows the non-all-in size. And this is just a really overbluff spot for regs now, I think, where they have like king, queen, ace, jack, maybe ace 10, maybe suited aces. They just jam ace, king, and jack, so they're saying they've got aces, kings, queens, or a bluff, and they might overbluff. He was doing like some physical stuff where he just seemed a bit stressed, so I took the all-in with pocket fives and got through. And then I had another spot on the final table just where there was a older American guy, and I don't know, I felt like he was ready to make a stand, and I opened, he free bet. And again, because we have 1 and 2 in chips at the final, even ace king, he should consider flatting, like he doesn't really want to get it in. Even like queens, he might flat in theory here, but he goes for the free bet. So I 4-bet with ace jack after seeing his like his chest moving up and down for a long time, and I waited to make sure it wasn't like aces excitement, and he folded. So it's pretty fortunate that literally the 2 4-bet spots that I had today went my way, which obviously isn't always the case. There's definitely luck in that as well, but I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, but I feel like I don't know, I'm getting good reads. I'm feeling more present than I've ever felt when I've been playing. I just feel really zoned in, like paying attention to every hand, getting live reads on people, getting like tendency reads. I've been noting people, like writing notes on my phone all the time, and I finally got a good sleep today as well. I think I was jet lagged until now, and I finally feel like I'm kind of got through that. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and finish this final table, 6 left. It's all recreationals. The guy that is chip leader is playing like aggressive, so I have to kind of chill out a bit as 2 chips and could easily bust out 6 too. But I don't know, I've just had the sickest start to this trip. 2 final tables in I don't know how many tournaments, not that many tournaments since day 4. It's just absurd. Obviously I'm running well too because you have to, and I don't want to take it for granted because I can just go 20 tournaments without cashing, let alone 2 final tables in this few. So yeah, I guess I'll update after the tournament finishes now. It's pretty late. Everyone's keeps asking me to do a deal and look at numbers, and like I'm here to capital. And I feel rude asking for more money because they're all recreationals, but I just want to play. I want the experience. I want to play short-handed. I want to be in these spots.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Last call for big lad for 5 minutes.
Won a fucking tournament. What a time to be alive. I just ran mostly good. Played good as well, but you know, I was with recreational players. I got heads up with a guy that was pretty tight. Tough spot free-handed actually. He like 0.5x small blind. I called king 8 off, and it comes jack 8 4 rainbow, and he just jams like just over 2 times pot. And luckily he gave me a lot of speech of like, I know I've got the best hand, like you're folding, and he kind of convinced me to call, to be honest. I was already at like pocket 9s or just some like jack X, but I called, he had 8-6 off, and I held. And then yeah, just slowly I guess grinded down, heads up, and took it down without a deal. What a life. Just won my first tournament in Vegas. It's just surreal. 2 final tables and a win already. What is happening? What is happening? Is this gonna be a great summer? I think it's already a great summer no matter what. Living the dream. I'm literally living the dream. And because it was a smaller buy and I had most of my action other than swaps, I had like 90%, which is a lot. Man. I just got back from playing at the Venetian where I won my first ever tournament in Vegas, and nearly 4 a.m. now, I think. It's very late. Very peaceful outside, but I thought I wanted to say a little bit more. I actually felt myself getting a little bit emotional. This year has been one of my hardest ever years. Until the end of April, I was on one of my biggest ever downswings. Partially my fault, you know, shot taken, as I always do. I got a lot of self-belief, at least, you know. I do go for it. But I was on more than a 50,000 pound downswing, which was significantly bad for me. Not like about to go broke or anything crazy, but like needing to move down stake, needing to, you know, like readjust your visions for stuff, and like it did affect things. And obviously it's just really stressful the more that you go deeper into the hole. And last year was really good, but it's so easy for that to like fall away and you forget about it, even though like objectively I must have ran well to still be going in the game, even though I work hard and I think I play well, but you need at least like some good variance at the right moments, right, to get this far. Even if you run below EV, it just depends how you measure it and where you draw the lines, and there's so many different ways to think about it. But yeah, I've never won a tournament in Vegas, and you know, this is my 6th attempt at the Vegas World Series now. Every year since 2019. One year they skipped because of COVID, and I've been there playing 6, 7, or 8 weeks, like every time. That's why I do think I must have played more than 400 tournament entries, and it hasn't happened. And I think I've got better every year, but I think I've been a good winning player every year too. And I like to think by more and more every time too. I think I get better at a faster rate than the average player. I do put a lot of time in, and it's just really nice to get the payoff. Like, even though ultimately the amount of money I won, it's not going to change my life, it is still meaningful. But that's not what it means, which is kind of silly. But obviously, like if winning over 40 buy-ins changed my life, then that would mean I'm making a bankroll mistake. That's just the nature of the game. Like, some tournaments here can change my life, but those are the ones that are very, very difficult to, you know, get that insane score on. And this one is meaningful. It means that I'm more than likely going to have a winning trip, and like I'm in the upswing, and like, it has all these kind of side perks to it. Like, now I've got the momentum and I'm confident, and like it has loads of side perks. But ultimately, it's that check mark that it's worth the suffering. And poker is so much suffering. It's so much winning, like losing with the best hand, and going on downswings and losing tournament after tournament, and always seeing obviously other people that are winning, because that's the things that get shared. No one shares like, I've just lost the last 50 tournaments in a row, or at least not many people do, or it's obviously not going to be as highlighted than someone who's a champion. I think I'm going to win a bracelet this year. I really do. I think I'm going to win 2. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm just going to win 2, because why not, you know? I'm due, as they say. I've charged up all of my my run bad for fucking 5 series or whatever. But yeah, this is the one. I'm very happy. And yeah, I don't have much more to say other than this is what it's about. It's the moments like this. You have a good day and you enjoy it. Today's been kind of silly. I played the 2K Hold'em. I pivoted to go play the 600 PLO and got it in good, lost a flip, and then got near the money and lost another flip. I played the 500 at the MGM, 40k, I spun it up to 150k, and then getting a free bet pot against a really loose guy. I river a set, which was effectively like the second nuts, and he had top set, so. It's the best time to run bad because of how sick I ran yesterday. But you know, nice to come back to earth and back for the shootout tomorrow. So that was a sick day. Went to play the shootout. Mostly not much happened. I just went up and down between like 15 and 50,000 chips. And then the guy on my right was just smashing everyone away, like playing really loose. And then when we got to four-handed, it was me, a reg on my left, the only other reg at the table, a guy that was playing quite tight, and the super loose guy. And he was playing so many hands, and I was so card dead that I was like, it feels like he's running everyone over, and it's kind of a problem. Like, I want to fight back, but I haven't even got like a hand that's a mix or anything, but I want to do something. So I had to just play pretty tight. And then he cooled me when we got to free-handed, where I flopped a pair, he flopped 2 pair, he called Jack 8 off in the small blind versus an open. I turned 2 pair, so I had to call 2 bets, and he won a huge pot, and I went down to like 11,000 chips. And then I had an all-in against him.
All right, I'm in front, but it's a fair fight.
You're definitely.
Okay, good luck. Okay, you're in front. I mean, your favorite. Bless you.
Thank you, sorry.
It's all right. Thank you.
I had another hand where he's like raised pretty big with 3 deuce, and then bet had to call my all in on ace 8 4 all diamonds. I had queen 10 with the queen of diamonds, so I like winning with queen high, and I've got him crushed. And then I get lucky to bust the other guy. I just jam on him with like jack 4 suited, he pulls king 8 suited, and I win. So I get to heads up with a huge deficit. He's like 3 or 4 to 1, and I was still feeling really good because I've got an edge on this guy. But then he was just relentless, like raising every hand, betting every hand, like using big bet sizes. And then when I'm not making hands, it really feels like, oh, I need to do something. One hand, I felt like I had a bit of a read on him, so I check raised with like 6-4 off on ace king jack, which obviously is not something I would ever normally do. But I was like, the way he bet, I was like, I just felt like he was weak. I had one really nice thin value bet with like 4th pair when I like bet really big on the river, and I slightly take a chip lead again, and I literally have like 105 against his 95k now with 200 in play. I open with pocket 8s, and he just jams like 46 bigs. I call with 8s because I think he might have smaller pairs. He might have like ace 5 suited or something. Yeah. So, and I win the flip, which means I win the shootout, and I'm in the money. My first live WSP cash of the year, and I've got day 2 tomorrow, and like, a nice sweat. I think I got to play 10-handed and like win the table again before any more sweat. So obviously chances are pretty low, but it's just a nice spot, isn't it? It's a nice sweat. So it's the end of week 1. I've done 7 full weeks now. 7 full weeks, jeez. My mind is already like, it's all poker. I'm having poker dreams. I played 21 live tournaments. I played 9 online tournaments. I actually don't remember how many I've cashed. I think I cashed 3 live. I'm not sure, maybe 2 or 3 online. I don't know. But I'm up like $20,400 without selling action. I'm feeling really confident. I was feeling confident going into the trip, and I'm feeling even more confident now in my game. I've definitely played some hands badly too. I've had some tough spots. I think I've made at least like, let's say 5 mistakes out of all the time I've spent playing. And obviously I've done this so many times now. I've had it where, you know, 3 weeks straight is just getting completely pummeled by the deck, losing every hand, and I'm sure other people are going through that right now. Tomorrow is the double board PLO bomb pot nonsense tournament, which I'm looking forward to because the poker's been really good. I've seen it's been a lot softer than I even feel like it was in previous years. Maybe I've just had really good tables or something, but I feel like people are just being spewier in general. It's also been a lot of live reads. I feel like a lot more than I'm used to, where it's kind of clinching decisions a lot more often, where I'm like, oh, that makes me feel like it's a call now because they've done this. Thanks for watching. If this ends up being the end of week 1, I truly believe there's going to be more. I think I'm going to have a really deep run. I think I'm going to win bracelet.